Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for February 2025. So on February 4th, we are going to kick off the month with our very first astro shift, the first of two taking place here today. And the very first one that we are going to kind of dive into is going to be Venus. Venus being the goddess of love, beauty, worth, pleasure, and money. Of course, she just is wrapping up her cycle in this Pisces energy, and she's moving into Aries energy. Now we're going to see Miss Venus sit in this Aries energy from today, February 4th, to March 27th. And then from April 30th to June 6th. Why, you may ask? Well, that's because Venus will be going retrograde once we hit 10 degrees in Aries energy. So a couple of things about this. First of all, I'm going to encourage you to listen to the 2025 year ahead overview that I put out there. We definitely talked about this. Venus retrograding is a major shift in the collective, especially where our self-worth, relationships, resources, and money matters are concerned. I'm also going to welcome you, if you haven't already, to dive into the 2025 year ahead mini course that I put out there to identify where all of the major energy shifts are taking place and where to find them in your chart and how that's actually going to impact you the most. This is a major deal because, of course, Venus is an inner planet, and inner planets have the most impact on us, constantly changing our head space, our heart space, our patterns, our behaviors, our habits. And when Venus moves into this Aries energy, you're going to want to pay special attention to what is going on, especially where your heart is shifting, heart is changing. I'm going to recommend, if you haven't already, to download your February energy guide specifically tailored to your zodiac sign so that you can really do a deep dive in understanding where Venus is kind of moving in this Aries energy, where she's going to be backtracking into the Pisces energy, and of course, what all of this is going to mean specifically in your life. So before we actually get into that retrograde energy, which I will have a special astro class for Venus's retrograde once we kind of get closer to it, we're really kind of in a cha-cha-cha energy. We're on the cusp, we're on the threshold, if you will. We bust into this Aries energy, the very first sign of the zodiac. We are fresh, we have new identity, we're passionate, we're bold, we're brave, we're courageous, we're ready to take life by the horn, so to speak. But again, it's only going to be temporary until we go retrograde. We shift back in this Aries energy, and we're going to have to retrace our steps through this Aries energy, back into the Pisces energy, and then forward again. Just kind of looking at what Venus's time in Aries is going to be, we have to understand that this is a very fiery energy. There's going to be a lot of heart activations. If you haven't listened to this week's Ascension forecast, I'm going to recommend you do so that you understand where the energy is going to be popping off, when it's going to be popping off, what it is going to do to the physical body, and what you can do about it. This is a aggressive energy. We are heart aligned. There's a little bit of spontaneity coming because of this fire energy. We like the chase. The chase is very exciting to us, whether that be the chase of romance, the chase of a new project, the chase of a new goal, vision, dream, whatever the heart is wanting to do, wanting to pursue. So we are definitely bold, brave, and courageous. We are more aggressive with sharing our thoughts, our feelings, our affections. But this fire energy definitely puts some ants in our pants. There could be some restlessness there. There's a lot of impulsivity that we are going to have to resist at all costs. And there's a lot of impatience definitely coming up to the surface. Now, here's the thing. We're still very much in an ending and a closure chapter. And although this Aries energy is futuristically focused, especially not wanting to look back, not wanting to kind of retrace our steps, not wanting to reflect back on where it is that we've come from, this is like tunnel vision goggles on. We're focused on, again, what we want to achieve, what we want to create, what we want to manifest, and the power and control over some of those particular aspects and circumstances in the here and now that we could adjust, we can improve, we can kind of manipulate to help align us with the potentiality of manifesting the goal, the vision, the dreams. The Aries energy, we always rip that rear view mirror off. We have no want, need, or desire to look back to reflect. However, just keep in mind that We will be forced to when she goes retrograde. So we're not really looking to bring up the past. We're not really looking to dwell on the past. This, in our minds and our heart space, is a fresh, clean slate. There is a refreshing type of energy. It almost feels like we're in a brand new chapter, and it's time for us to make things work in our favor right now. This Aries energy is this fire energy, this initiating energy that gives us a spark, a fire, a flame within us for us to be chasing down a new path, a new direction. But at the same time, there is so much pressure, so much energy in this, I'm going to call it very aggressive type of placement, that we can be a little bit blunt, a little bit straightforward. There's no sugarcoating anything with this Aries energy. And sometimes it could be very shocking. Now, that being said, we have a lot of other aspects that, again, are ending and closure aspects that are really going to put a lot of emphasis on where we want to go from here, understanding that passion, that desire, that spark, that fire, the flame kind of building up and cultivating within us. But most importantly, what we have to remove and eliminate out of our lives in order to have a free and clear path for us to move on and move forward. So there's a lot of ants in our pants. And again, hopefully we can resist the temptation to act impulsivity, because if we act on impulse, we're going to make a mess of things. Yes, there is a time and a place to kind of push for what it is that we want to be pushing for. At this particular juncture, I don't know that this is it, to be honest with you. We got a lot of cha-cha-chaing to do. We have a lot of, taking one step forward and then realizing that we have to take two steps back in order to wrap things up, provide endings and closures where there's a need for them, before we can actually pour all of our heart space into pursuing this new path, this new goal, this new vision, this new dream. And so because Venus is all about our love and our money, there's probably going to be a little bit of an option and opportunity to take action and make moves to identify what it is that our higher self, our soul self, our heart space wants us to do, wants us to pursue. But again, the real realization here is what is standing in the way. What is holding us back? What is limiting us from actually putting all of our time, energy, and effort into bringing this new goal, vision, and dream to life, and doing what we can to, again, provide endings and closures to wrap up those particular karmic chapters. So there's definitely going to be some spice. You're going to want to pay special attention to your heart space, to those heart activations. And again, just a little bit of a rundown here. Venus enters into this Aries energy here on the 4th. We're going to go retrograde at 10 degrees in Aries, which is a very, very important degree. Again, I'm going to welcome you to take a listen to that 2025 year ahead overview to understand all of the different placements taking place at this 9 degree. We have Venus going retrograde at this 9 degree March 1st, and then we creep back into Pisces energy March 27th. She's finally going to go direct in that Pisces energy April 12th. And then we re-enter this Aries energy again on April 30th. So we have to understand that, April 30th, we're probably going to be in similar situations than we're currently experiencing right now. There's going to be a common thread, if you will. And then when she gets up to that 10th degree in Aries energy and moves into the 11th degree, that's when we're going to be in new territory. And of course, her whole retrograde is hella significant all within itself. There's going to be a special astro class for that particular event, because we're kind of piecing together some common threads, some common storylines from 2020 and 2017. So there's definitely a lot going on. And of course, this isn't the only thing going on. I am going to reserve the right to kind of wait and start talking about the bulk energy of Jupiter directing here on the same day. That's going to be in a different forecast, so definitely take a listen to that. But having Jupiter, the planet of growth, expansion, beliefs, abundance, and blessings, going direct in this Gemini energy, helping us to grow upon and expand upon some old information, some old ideas, some old wisdom and knowledge that, again, up until this point, we've been failing to integrate into the present moment. There's going to be a huge growth and expansion in our options and opportunities to follow our heart space, to follow our soul space, and actually do what we need to do to pursue this new path, vision, goal, and dream.